Good morning, Henry. Great to see you. Thank you so much for coming in and talking to the people that are trying to peruse through to see if Fit Dad Syndicate's a real thing. I appreciate you coming on and doing this. And just to introduce everybody, Henry, Henry's married to Jenny. Let's talk about the important stuff. His wife for 45 years and got a beautiful family. And when I met him, he had done a lot of things. He's an athletic guy. He's a guy that had done P90X. He'd done all of these things trying to be fit, had gotten fit, and then had a hard time getting back. And he's 67. He doesn't look like it. So I'm gonna let people know you're 67. And so, with
68 now.
pardon me.
I'm 68
Oh,
now.
geez. Okay. Well, it's been a while. I mean, it's been a while since, you and I chatted back in October, actually, of 2022 for the first time. So, why don't you let everybody know here, what were some of the things you were struggling with that you were even reaching out with me in the first place? Why did you reach out to me? What were those struggles?
Well, having had an emphasis in my life on fitness, I tried to keep up with it and run a business and do the things I needed to do. And I was struggling. I began to lose some vitality, some confidence. I didn't feel like I could do the things I wanted to do anymore. But I'd often looked at, as you said, I did P90X, some other things. I'd often looked at exercise programs because it just fit me. It's the kind of thing I needed to do. And I got real weak with it, one partially because of a shoulder injury, but I had kind of I had weight issue. I had, what I call the man boobs issue, an interesting story about that. My grandson, unfortunately saw me with my shirt off after we were working in the backyard over at his father's house, and I took it off, and I could see in his face there was a surprise there, and he goes, "G Pops, what's that?" And I gave him the best answer I could without scaring the boy to death. He's only 4 years old then. But I remembered after that putting my shirt on and saying, "This is never going to happen to me again." It was kind of the moment that you faced your whatever, you just faced yourself and said, "Hey, I got to do something about this." So I was probably about 170, 1 or 2 pounds, somewhere in there. You guys probably got better stats on me than I do. And I was in a position where I said, "Look, that's not a lot of weight. Most people think I'm what I call skinny fat or something, because you could dress in clothes and kind of hide it and wear the suit or whatever and always look kind of fit and trim." But I didn't feel that way. I just didn't feel very strong at all.
Well, kids have a tendency to be super honest. Oh my gosh, they're
Oh
pure and
yeah.
honest. And well, what a conviction that was. I remember that conversation. I remember you were like not happy about that. So
Out of the mouth of babes, I'm telling you.
that's for sure. So as you and I talked then for briefly, what were some of the concerns that you had as you were researching what to do and how to fix this thing before coming in and deciding to join Fit Dad Syndicate? What were some of the concerns?
Well, obviously the most one is well, obviously, will it work, right? Will I stay on? It wasn't just you or your program. It was, will I commit to it? And I just was unsure that I would make the kind of commitment that I had made with P90X, and then that fell off. And then I would try to get on, get off it, get on, get off it, try different things. I looked at a bunch of different programs. And frankly, I saw your Facebook somewhere, how you get Facebook and then it begins to track you and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
I got good marketing, by the way. So I got a picture of Matt, right? And big, bold, looks older than I am. He's younger than I am, but he looks older than I am and fit. Saw your pictures as well. You and like people like to do, I liken myself to people who kind of are like me, look like me. You're kind of a smaller stature guy like I am, but fit, very fit. And I said, "Well, he's doing it. We're in the ballpark. Let's find out what we can do." But then, when you're sitting there and you're wondering, do I do this? Do I don't do it? I had all the other concerns, and is this going to take over my life? Am I become a scientist to figure all this out? I'm not a calorie counter. Fortunately, I find ways to know what I'm eating, and that's helped a lot with your program. And so, anyway, long story short, there was the fear factor that I wouldn't commit, and that you weren't for real.
Okay. Great, good. And you know what? And I know that you were very much in tune psychologically to working out, energy expenditure, P90X. And I know that, at 67 years old, 67 turns into 70, which turns into 77. And if that's the way that the thing, you'll never maintain it, And I know
Yeah.
you know that now. So tell people, what were some of your results that you actually did have? But I have you done at 172 to be exact.
Oh, okay, good.
So tell them your result. What are your results right now? Not just weight, but the whole thing. They want to hear the real
Yeah,
thing.
as the best I can. And again, I didn't want to become a scientist about this. That kind of bothered me to get to all this detail. But what I wanted to do is be able to trust in the system that I knew had science behind it, and get some progress out of it. But so this morning when I woke up, first thing I do is weigh myself, and so I'm at 147.2. So, and I've changed my goals at different times, obviously, because I just thought if I lost 10 pounds, this would be a great deal, right? Well, I've done way more than that, and with the help of you and Matt and the others that are involved in this. And so I felt very, very confident that I could get some other progress done. So I kept moving my results. So I asked for 160. I was there pretty quickly. Next thing you know, I'm saying, well, they're still kind of there. I want to see what I can do about getting them off. And then I finally said, look, 145 is my number, because the family's getting nervous. They look at me and they go, especially my wife, first time she's called me skinny in a long time. So I said, that's a compliment, it's working. And then, of course, I have this, I'm fit dad for life. Let's just say this, I'm going to continue on and keep doing it because, one, I enjoy it, and two, it's really working well, and I'm going to transform even better than I ever was. So that's kind of, I think I've lost maybe 3.5 to 4 inches in the chest.
Wow.
3.5, at least 4.5 inches in the waist. I quit counting after the first time Matt told me that, and I just said, wow, okay. I know my pants don't fit, but
well,
I didn't realize there was that much on me.
Well, I saw your pictures, and I know there's no more. Your grandson can't say that anymore. Let's just put it that way. There's no more talk about man because you look great. Your picture looks amazing, and you talk about changing your goals, and people have these unrealistic thought processes about what they think they have to do to hit a goal, and it's disturbing. And most people say, "I know what to do. I just need to do it. I need to have more discipline. I need more accountability." And it's like, no, you don't know what to do, and people, everybody thinks that, so it prevents them from even starting, So the big question is this something you think you can do? How you got to your goal? Can you do this and maintain this till you're 100 years old? We always ask our clients that. For the rest of your life, can you maintain where you're at right now?
I believe so. I have full confidence that I know I have mastered the process of staying healthy and fit. The health piece was another big part of that. Moments in your body. I have a kind of a bum shoulder, and it's really kind of regained a lot of strength because I put the muscle around it and so forth. But yes, I can do this. I can see what I'm doing. I know what to do about the coming events. One of the two things I'm most proud of is I started November 1, I think, is my onboard date. That's a technical term. Sorry. But when I came on, that meant I had to go through Thanksgiving, my favorite holiday, I want to eat, and Christmas. And my my social calendar in my business is really busy then. And so we're doing a lot of entertaining. And I thought, I need to postpone that. It was really more of my decision, postpone it. Can I do this through this process? I lost weight through Thanksgiving and Christmas. Not maintenance. I literally lost weight.
Did you enjoy Christmas and Thanksgiving? That's the key question.
I did. I had a great time.
Awesome.
This program teaches you how to live in those moments. And so that's the most I'll say about it, is I learned how to live through the moment. And it made sense, right? It made real logical sense. I didn't have to go on some scientific exploration. It made real sense to me. And so I did that. Can I do it for the rest of my life? Absolutely. I have full confidence, and there's nothing to keep me from doing that whatsoever. My wife is a trained dietitian. So she comes at it at a very scientific and medical way. And of course, in one ear, out the other, as as Jesus says, you can't really preach at home, nobody's listening, right? So
That's
anyway, after a few weeks, and she struggled through Lyme disease recently, which is another reason we're all looking at health and that kind of thing. But thank God she's come through it well. And then she had her 50th high school reunion. So she finally said to me, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, you've been watching me." She goes, "I know." And I said, "You've done really well to be quiet and not, constantly doing the wife and motherly thing." But anyway, long story short, she had about 6 weeks. I gave her some tidbits, just some patterns, just some little pieces. And 6.5 pounds later, she's absolutely fat. She had the best 50th. She didn't even look like she belonged there. She looked like she had no business being at a 50th high school reunion.
That's awesome. And that's the whole point of the program, so that when the husband and the man learns it, that they can help their families with this information. As a fitness patriarch, we always talk about that. So I love the story of your wife, and that's just awesome that you were able to do that. And, and you did all this with the shoulder injury, which is cool, because people think, well, I got an injury. It's like, really has nothing to do with the body fat on your body. And you're going to have injuries, and things are going to happen as you get older. You should be able to understand, how do you fit this into a life and always be fit. And so I love the fact, actually, that you did have a problem, and you proved to yourself that that's not the solution, more energy expenditure. So, and what would you say? There's a lot of people watching this, Henry, that are trying to decipher, if it's real. And I get it, because it's the fitness industry. I fully understand the skepticism. So what would you say to someone sitting here watching this, and it's midnight, and they're like, all right, what should I do? What would you tell that person?
Well, I think it's a real uncomfortable position to be on the fence, as they say. For guys, we're likely sit there long enough, we're going to pinch something. But you just really, and my business life is like this too. We have to get people to make decisions and move. And sit on the fence, probably the weakest position. Do it or get off. Do something. But you have to commit to something that has heart for you. And I go back to my faith, that really strong. So I have to have faith in what I'm trying to do, even though I'm not certain this is going to work. I can't be certain of anything in life, really. So to not do anything, to me, seems like the dumbest answer, the answer that gets you nowhere. But to take a step off and say, "Hey, I'm going to try this because I'm worth it." I'm one of God's creatures on the earth, and I'm here to have a good life. And faith and all that good stuff is great, but faith without action gets you nowhere. So this is kind of my motivation. It's been that way in life for me. And as I think back on the challenges or things I've done in life, what has moved me to do things that I've had success in? Well, I have to count on that faith. And obviously you use your intelligence and your ability to read people who are giving you the information. And then you at some point must step out on faith and make the commitment to help yourself and get all those things that you hope to achieve by it. So
appreciate you. I appreciate you in part of the community too. It's good seeing you, because we have forums in there where the community can get together, and it's always great to see you and the caliber of person of who you are that's part of this community. So
thank you.
Appreciate you very much. We appreciate the fact that you helped Jenny fix what she had to do. That was awesome.
She's just Jenny.
Jenny, and you know what? If anybody wants to schedule a call, my suggestion is there's either a link above or below somewhere. You can click on the link and just schedule a call and see, get a vibe. We'll give you a vibe of what it is all about, and you can make a decision if this is right for you. But Henry, enjoy your Sunday with your wife. You guys go have a good time. I so much appreciate you coming on here and sharing your story with people. And we'll talk to you. We'll probably see you later this week.
You will. Absolutely.
Bye-bye.
Have a great one. Bye-bye.